It provided a base for us to be an exhibitor of our models and our new cars, then later concept cars, to register that we were a company that was vibrant and active and was taking its place amongst the car makers of the world.
How have you seen that perception change for the brand? Let's say here at Geneva, the kind of interactions you have, the people you meet. 1998 today, it's a different world.
Well, you know, I think there's not been a sense of animosity. There's been I think at first a bit of patronage, and later a very fair acceptance of Tata Motors as it is and what it can do, and we ourselves have not been overselling ourselves, overclaiming our capabilities. So we've been quite measured in terms of what we've done.
When you first came here, sir, you had the Indica, but yet you were an unknown player. At the time when you brought in something like the Nano, there was already so much that had been written about it, and there was so much anticipation. Where did you see a sort of a greater high and perhaps even greater anxiety for yourself?
Actually, that's most people don't know. I really had a back injury at that time, and I was convinced that we were displaying Nano to the world. They had not seen it, and I had to be there. It was my baby, and I traveled here on a stretcher and with a doctor, and before I spoke and unveiled the Nano, he gave me a shot which absolutely numbed me. I didn't even know that I was touching the car. As I made my speech, I did the photo shoot and went back on a stretcher, and I went to a press conference and then went back on a stretcher to Bombay. And it did my back a lot of damage in making that trip. The receptivity here was phenomenal. And you know, we had Koreans and Japanese with cameras looking under the car.
Trying to lift the covers and look at it, I remember.
No, after they were lifted. And German car makers or engineers opening and closing the doors to see whether it was real. It did everything that you would expect it to do. And the acceptance was kind of universal. There was no scorn. There was no. In fact, there's more scorn in India than there was here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I saw the reaction at both places,
yeah.
And I think you're right about that. What we've seen with the Nano in particular, you know, the journey, all the trouble at the start, and then even, you know, all the guys who are trying to knock it down. Today we've reached a stage where you have the 2012 Nano, and it's no longer, you know, the price is not the big headline about the car. That's a good thing.